Drive time with Steven. I don't know if this video will make it. It's a little dark, but I had some thoughts just now that I thought I would throw together. QAnon. Random thoughts. I may backtrack on myself a couple times here, but it's not only an absolute ridiculous LARPing almost in real time type of conspiracy theory. It's one that's organic and that kind of just grows by itself, obviously. I definitely believe that whoever Q is I really believe that they actually are part of the whole the whole deception, the whole disinformation, the deep state, possibly the CIA, you know, whatever. Somebody that's been close enough to Trump, because the reason they made it valid, and it's pretty beautiful. All they got to do is just kind of manage it, just put a little bit of information out here and there, and it takes on a life of its own, and it takes off, right? It's been going for what, 3 years now, whatever. You had all these Q channels that were they had their doctorate in Qology, and they hundreds of thousands of subscribers and people following this stuff. It's fucking insanity. But there's enough truth in it to keep people in it and to keep people going. And whenever they need to seed a little information, that's why the Q posts were very far and few between, or they were random, whatever they needed during that time to stir up the emotion, to stir up the fervor, right? And it was gorgeous. It was just such a perfectly it's such a gorgeous plan, because they will know what's coming, because they're working for the very organization that they say they're against. So they seed in information so that all the people out there in the Q sphere, and the Q sphere, QAnon, they can be like, see, look at that headline. Oh, look what Trump just said. Oh, look what Pompeo just did. Oh, look what's happening overseas. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. See, it is true. And they just sit back laughing. They can seed a piece of information and seed them, and then they just can let the disinformation run wild. They set it up so perfectly. It's just this, monstrosity of a narrative that just keeps feeding itself, and conspiracy just keeps feeding itself. Which, with the culmination, so Trump really didn't know. He wasn't in on it, guys. But he said things. He would say things. He would see the Q signs and be like, "Oh man." I don't really think he took the time to think about or to research how deep that rabbit hole of crazy went. He was too busy doing other stuff. And he had the people writing his speeches, or whoever's close enough there, feeding information, put stuff in his speeches, put stuff around him to make the theory work. The theory was great because right now what it's done is it's kept, or up to this time, it's kept patriots and it's kept conservatives on their hands, trusting the plan, not doing anything. And now at the end, here's where it was such a perfect plan. Now at the end, when they pull the plug on Trump and they pull the plug on everything, they can use all of these people who have been following this and diehards in it. They can use all of you to be the poster child for pretty much all conservatives, right? Anybody who does really want an American first kind of agenda put forth, not some racist ass agenda, but I'm talking about the agenda of wanting to see, a stronger America, more freedoms, more liberties, more opportunities. Conservatives who don't want to see free speech attacked, who want to stand against the crazy intersectional postmodern ideologies and communist, kind of Marxist ideologies that are flooding our society. Those kind of people now are all lumped in pretty much with the Qs. And so it kept all the good conservatives on their hands. It kept them distracted, and now it's the linchpin that they pulled that makes them drop out over the cliff. And we're taking everyone with. It was a perfect plan. Well executed. But if you still believe Q is the answer, you need to wake up. Wake up right now. It is not. It is a LARP. It is disinformation. It is a lie. And if you're still trusting Trump's going to pull something out, Trump has been a useful idiot tool for that deep-seated bureaucracy, that predator class that does not care about you, that does not care about me, that wants control. He's been a useful idiot for them. And now they're pulling the carpet out from under him. And if you think any differently, well, I don't want to put you down, because I can understand believing in things like that sometimes, because it's easier not to. But nothing changes if you keep believing in that kind of a mindset of these men are going to save us. This guy's going to save us. If you keep believing in that, nothing's going to really change, because you're just going to be looking for the next man, or you're going to follow Trump when he starts his news network dealio, right? None of that's the answer. All right, guys. Until next time, it's SJG Perspective. Just some random thoughts right now on this. They're ramping up hard. This is just the first act of the censorship and the crackdown on conservative ideologies. But even more so than that, I guess one more thing before I leave. Get out of your two-system paradigm, your two-party paradigm in your mind. Get away from it. Get out of it. Left and right are attached to the same damn bird. It doesn't matter. We need to think up new solutions, look at more independent creators and content, investigative journalists. We need to think of new ways to address the situation around us. Start locally. There's a bunch of different things. I'm not going to get into them right now. But get off your news feed, and for God's sake, this is mostly directed towards Q people. Drop with the Q shit. It's never, ever going to happen like you think it is. You are leading yourself and everybody else with conservative values astray by believing in this shit. Stop it. Till next time, SJG Perspective, out.